Medieval outrunners and the race against plague. Disease was a silent reaper in the medieval world. Outrunners, fleet-footed messengers, defied death to carry warnings of plague. Their speed was the threat of survival. In the 14th century, plague swept through villages like Thornvale, a fictional yet typical hamlet. Black boils, fever, and despair marked its path, claiming lives in days. No walls could stop it. Only knowledge, delivered fast, offered hope. Outrunners, like Aldrich, a wiry youth with scars from past runs, were the village's lifeline. They raced across muddy tracks and bandit-haunted forests, carrying wax-sealed letters to summon healers, beg supplies, or warn neighbors. Aldrich's tools were simple: a leather satchel, a stout staff, a horn to signal danger. His boots, patched and worn, bore the weight of Thornvale's fate. In 1348, plague struck a nearby village, its dead unburied. Aldrich ran, his breath ragged, to warn Thornvale before the sickness crossed the river. He dodged raiders, forded icy streams, his message a plea: quarantine now. His return, bruised but breathing, sparked a village council to act, sealing gates, burning infected goods. Outrunners' journals, scratched on vellum, logged routes and perils, their haste a shield against doom. The road was a gauntlet of threats. Bandits lurked in shadowed glades, eyeing satchels for coin or loot. Wolves prowled, their howls chilling the night. Aldrich's staff cracked a thief's arm once, his speed outpacing pursuit. Rain turned paths to mire, sucking boots, slowing steps. He learned to tread lightly, leaping roots, using stars to navigate moonless nights. His satchel, waterproofed with beeswax, guarded letters from ruin. In 1349, a healer's summons from Eldmore demanded a 2-day run through a flooded valley. Aldrich waded chest deep, clutching his satchel above the waves, his horn lost to the current. He faced a wild dog, its ribs stark, fending it with his staff. The healer's letter arrived, its ink intact, bringing salves to Thornvale's sick. Each run was a gamble, a test of wit and will, with lives hanging on Aldrich's endurance. Outrunners were more than messengers. They were saviors. Their warnings let Thornvale build pyres for infected clothes, sparing families from plague's grip. Aldrich's runs brought herb lists, guiding village apothecaries to brew fever balms. He carried pleas for grain when quarantines halted trade, ensuring no one starved. His horn blasts rallied militias when bandits trailed him, protecting Thornvale's borders. In 1348, his warning saved a neighboring hamlet, its gates barred before plague arrived. Aldrich's vellum notes mapped safe paths, fordable rivers, hidden glades, shared with other outrunners. He faced scorn. Some villagers feared he carried plague himself, shunning his return. Yet his deliveries proved his worth: salves, food, hope. Outrunners' courage, often unseen, stitched a fragile web of survival across a plague-ravaged land. The physical toll was merciless. Each run drained Aldrich, his legs burning, lungs raw from cold air. Blisters bled through his boots, patched nightly with rags. Hunger gnawed. He carried only bread, eaten on the move. In 1349, a fall on a rocky path gashed his knee, yet he limped on, delivering a healer's plea. Sleep was a luxury, stolen in brief naps under trees. His staff, worn smooth, doubled as a crutch. Thornvale's healer, Ilara, bound his wounds, her salves easing scars. Aldrich trained to endure, running hills to build stamina, dodging stones to sharpen reflexes. Villagers left broth at his hut, a quiet thanks for his pain. This endurance, carved from necessity, made Outrunners the pulse of Thornvale's fight against plague. Outrunners were also spies of survival. Aldrich scouted plague signs, empty villages, swollen corpses, foul air. His vellum notes warned Thornvale of infected paths to avoid. He eavesdropped on traders, catching rumors of outbreaks or safe havens. In 1348, he spotted a plague-ridden caravan, its driver coughing blood. His horn blast turned them back, sparing Thornvale's market. He learned to read tracks, hoofprints, broken twigs, spotting bandits before they struck. Ilara taught him herb scents, helping him find wild feverfew on runs. His satchel held charcoal for sketching maps, each line a lifeline. This vigilance, blending stealth and instinct, made Aldrich a guardian, his runs a shield against unseen threats. The community leaned on Outrunner's speed. Thornvale's council relied on Aldrich's reports to plan quarantines. Villagers crowded his return, desperate for news. Salves arrived, grain promised. Ilara, the healer, trusted his herb lists, her brews, saving dozens. Aldrich trained young runners, like Cuthwin, teaching them to dodge and endure. In 1349, Cuthwin ran his first message, a plea for willow bark, returning breathless but proud. Outrunners also settled fears. Aldrich's tales of safe villages calmed panicked crowds. He bartered news for supplies, salt, cloth, strengthening Thornvale's stores. His horn became a symbol, its note sparking hope. This trust, built on sweat and speed, and made Outrunners the heart of Thornvale's survival. Outrunners faced nature's wrath. Storms lashed Aldrich, lightning splitting trees, rain blinding his path. In 1348, a gale tore his cloak, leaving him shivering through a run. He learned to shelter in caves, reading wind shifts to avoid floods. Winter froze streams, forcing him to chip ice for drink. His staff probed snowdrifts, hiding crevasses that could snap ankles. In 1349, a blizzard trapped him mid-run. His satchel clutched tight. He survived by huddling in a hollow oak, his breath fogging. Ilara's salve, carried in his pack, soothed frostbite. His vellum logged these trials, guiding future runners. Outrunners' defiance of nature's fury ensured Thornvale's pleas reached help, no matter the cost. The psychological strain was crushing. Aldrich saw death everywhere. Plague corpses, bandit victims, abandoned homes. Nightmares haunted him, visions of Thornvale burning or buried. He hid his fear, his steady voice calming villagers. Ilara taught him breathing chants, easing panic on lonely runs. He carved tallies on his staff. Each mark a run survived, a quiet anchor. Keithwin's eager questions lifted his spirits, their training a distraction. Villagers' thanks, bread, a woven scarf, reminded him of purpose. In 1349, saving a child's plea for medicine banished his doubts. Outrunners' mental grit, as vital as their speed, kept Thornvale's hope alive against plague's despair. Outrunners were innovators in haste. Aldrich devised lighter satchels, stitching leather tighter to shed weight. He tied bells to his staff, their jingle warning wildlife away. Ilara crafted a wax seal that repelled water, protecting letters. He tested shortcuts, game trails, dry riverbeds, mapping them on vellum. In 1348, a new path shaved hours off a run, bringing aid faster. Cuthwin suggested marking safe trees with notches, a guide for night runs. Aldrich adopted it, carving oaks along his routes. His journal sketched these tricks, shared with other outrunners. This ingenuity, born of urgency, turned out running into a craft. Each step a calculated race against plague. The social impact was profound. Aldrich's runs united Thornvale, his horn rallies drawing crowds. Villagers learned quarantine rules from his warnings, banking hearths, boiling water. He mediated disputes. When a farmer blamed a trader for plague, Aldrich's calm settled tensions. His satchel carried personal pleas, letters to distant kin, binding families. In 1349, a merchant gifted him a sharper staff, its wood carved with vines. Outrunner's presence reassured traders, boosting Thornvale's market. Ilara's herb lists, delivered by Aldrich, became village lore, recited by children. This social web, spun by Outrunner's speed, held Thornvale together, their runs a lifeline in a fractured world.